2 arrests were made this week in connection to the fatal shooting of 2 people outside an apartment complex in Denton, Texas last month. At around 10 p.m. on Thursday the 23rd of March, authorities responded to the Ridgecrest Apartments in the 1300 block of Dallas Drive near Teasley Lane on reports of shots fired. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a man and a woman who were both fatally shot in the head inside a car in the parking lot. The victims were later identified by the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office as 43-year-old Ronald Colvert Jr. and 29-year-old Brianna Dunn. Witnesses reported seeing 2 men fleeing the scene. During the investigation, police found numerous pieces of evidence linking Sylvester Williams and Benjamin Teal, both 29 years old, to the shooting. Police didn't release any details about the motive, but said it wasn't a random act, and Sylvester knew the man who was killed. Information about the evidence has not been disclosed. On Monday the 3rd of April, Sylvester was located in nearby Lewisville and was taken into custody. Following Sylvester's arrest, on the morning of Friday the 7th of April, detectives located Benjamin in Wichita Falls and he was arrested. Sylvester and Benjamin are both charged with capital murder for the double homicide. Sylvester is held at the Denton County Jail with a bail set at $500,000. Benjamin is held at the Wichita County Jail and a bond is yet to be set. The investigation into the matter continues. Authorities in Mesa, Arizona are investigating a double homicide that happened on Monday night. At just before 7:30 p.m. on the 3rd of April, police responded to a report of a possible shooting at an apartment complex at 604 West 8th Avenue. When officers arrived, they found a man outside the apartment who told them he returned home from work to find his girlfriend and her 2 children dead. Police said it appeared that 21-year-old Rafael Popoca shot and killed his 46-year-old mother Ada Popoca and his 14-year-old sister Ashley Popoca before turning the gun on himself. All 3 were found dead in separate rooms. Close family members were shocked and don't know why this has happened. Authorities are trying to determine the events leading up to their deaths as the investigation into the matter continues. A 24-year-old man is behind bars and is charged with murdering 29-year-old Brandon Bunyard. At 9:31 a.m. on Friday the 31st of March, a woman called 911 to report a shooting at a home in the 6900 block of Sullivan Avenue in Colorado Springs, Colorado. When deputies arrived at the premises, they found Brandon suffering from a gunshot wound inside his home. Paramedics performed life-saving measures and transported him to a local hospital. He was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Investigators identified the suspect as Luis Algonzo Dominiquez. Hours later, deputies located Luis and arrested him. He's charged with first-degree murder and he's held at the El Paso County Jail without bond. The motive in the shooting is unclear as the investigation into the matter continues. A 58-year-old woman is facing multiple sexual offense charges in Burke County, North Carolina. Rosa Williams Holyfield of Carroll Place, Hudson, is charged with 4 counts of felony statutory sexual offense with a person who is 15 years old or younger. On Friday the 31st of March, a sexual assault of a child by an adult was reported to authorities. Following several interviews and an extensive investigation, a warrant for Rosa's arrest was issued. On Wednesday the 5th of April, Rosa was arrested without incident and is held at the Burke County Jail on a $200,000 secured bond. 28-year-old Christian Carter has been arrested for the overdose of 4-year-old Winter Robertson last year. On Monday the 3rd of April, Christian was taken into custody and charged with felony death by distribution. On the 16th of August, authorities received reports of an unresponsive child at a home on 7th Street in Aurora, North Carolina. Medics and deputies arrived at the residence, however the girl had already died. An autopsy last month revealed that Winter died from fentanyl toxicity. Christian's relationship to the child, or how the girl came in contact with fentanyl, is unclear. Christian is held at the Beaufort County Jail on an $80,000 secured bond. The Bertie County Sheriff's Office is investigating the fatal shooting of a man on Church Street in Lewistown, Woodville, North Carolina on Thursday night. The families identified the victim as 34-year-old Horace Lassiter Jr. Lassiter's mother, Clotie Cherry, said this isn't the first time he's been shot. The first time, an 11-year-old shot him and got away, Clotie said. This time they killed him, both times in his own house, his own residence. Clody said that someone knocked on his son's front door. He went outside and he was shot in his front yard. The motive in the shooting is unclear. No arrests have been made to date, and no further information has been released at this time, as the matter continues to be investigated. Farmington police in New Mexico responded to a wrong address and fatally shot the homeowner. At around 11:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 5th of April, officers received a domestic violence call from 5308 Valley View Avenue, but instead they mistakenly responded to 5305 Valley View Avenue. Officers reportedly made several attempts to contact the residents inside. Farmington Police Chief Steve Hebb said as officers were verifying the address, the homeowner, 52-year-old Robert Dodson, opened his screen door armed with a handgun. Police then reportedly fired and hit Robert. Robert's wife was also armed with a handgun and fired at police from the doorway, but she soon noticed they were officers and put her weapon down. Robert was pronounced dead at the scene. His wife was not injured, and she's not being charged. Steve said the case is under investigation by the New Mexico State Police. He called the shooting an extremely traumatic event. He also said he's heartbroken by the circumstances, and it's unbelievably tragic. Steve said body cam footage will be released in the coming days. Police officers involved with the shooting were unharmed, and their names have not been released. The officers involved have been placed on administrative leave as the investigation continues.